Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Ellen here. So just ignoring the fact that I look a little bit crazy right now because I've obviously got my eye makeup on and false lashes on, but I've got nothing on my skin and nothing on my brows, so just ignore that for a moment. What I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be doing like a try on, first impressions, I don't know what you call it. Anyone that follows, sorry my eye's watering, anyone that follows me on Instagram will know that I recently had a delivery of the XX by Revolution. I ordered them, I don't know, sometime last week, and then they arrived yesterday, so that's what I'm doing, and they are mostly skin products, so that's why my eyes are done and my skin's not. Before I do get straight on with the video, I just want to say hopefully the quality of this video is okay, because I sat down to film this morning and I realised my camera wasn't charged up. I don't know how, because I'm pretty sure I did charge it, but you know, so I'm filming on my phone. So I'm hoping this is going to be okay, but it also does mean now that I can't actually check the prices, so I have like an idea in my head of how much everything costs, but I'm not entirely sure, so what I'll do is I will put in the description box down below everything I've used and how much it is, because I probably won't be able to remember off the top of my head, but here goes nothing. So first things first, I got the Faux Brow Definer Pencil. Just ignore this because the box is a little bit battered, but this is what it looks like. If you can see, I got mine in the shade Deep Auburn. That's the end with the damaged box, but you know, we'll go on. So I've not actually done my brows yet. Obviously I've done my eye makeup, but I've not done my brows. This is what the packaging looks like. It looks super, super cute. By the way, I've not actually tried these products yet. So on my story on Instagram yesterday, I swatched some of them. Like, I don't want to say because I want you to watch the video to see what I bought, but I swatched some of the products, but I've not actually tried them out on my face yet, and I've not even swatched this, to be fair. So here goes nothing. So this is what it looks like, you know, and it's like the little triangle, if you can see. So it's pretty much like the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer, and then obviously on this end it has got a brush. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Like, it looks like, do you remember a few years ago when everyone brought out the oval, in fact I'll show you, everyone brought out those oval brushes like this. Excuse mine, mine's dirty, but I don't actually use it anymore. The oval brushes like this, that's what it reminds me of, but like a smaller version. And I always used to think these kind of looked like, do you know, like a cartoon like brush, like a hairbrush on a cartoon. That's what they always look like to me. This one's a bit small, but it looks like a toothbrush inside. So I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about that, but we're going to give it a go and we're going to brush the brows up. So here we go. I mean, okay, so it feels weird on my skin. Obviously it's not as scratchy as like a spoolie would be on the skin. I mean, a spoolie's not scratchy, but you get what I mean, it's not as firm. But it is actually doing a pretty decent job of brushing them up, so yeah, I'm not completely mad at that. But that is the colour. That's what it looks like. That's what Deep Auburn, is it called Deep Auburn? I've just forgotten. Yeah, Deep Auburn, which I'm glad about because I feel like a lot of companies, when they do brow products, they don't, hardly any of them do like actual auburn brow products anyway. And then the ones that do, I feel like they're too light, like a strawberry blonde, which my hair and my brows are quite dark, so strawberry blonde is not going to work on me. Well, I'm really liking that so far. Like, you don't need to apply much pressure. I feel like there are some brow pencils that, like, unless you apply quite a bit of pressure and you're quite firm with it, like nothing comes off. So far so good. I mean, I'm quite liking this. What do you think? I quite like that. It's not too harsh, but you've not got to apply too much pressure to actually get any colour payoff. Because that's one thing that really annoys me with some brow products, when you've got to apply loads of pressure to get any payoff. I mean, this was £6, so like, I'm really not mad about this. I think this is probably going to be like my new fave, because for brow pencils, in my eyebrows, I only ever use brow pencils. I used to use like pomades and stuff, but I don't anymore. I just use pencils. And I've lost track of what I was saying just then. Yeah, I only ever use pencils, and the only ones I will use in my brows, mainly just because of the colour selection, are the Anastasia Beverly Hills, either the Brow Wiz or the Brow Definer, although I do prefer the Brow Definer to the Brow Wiz. or the MAC Cosmetics Eyebrow Styler, just because they're the only brands I've really found that do a colour that actually matches my hair. Or like complements my hair, should I say. It's obviously not an identical match. But come through XXposure Revolution, because you also do one that matches my hair. So yeah, I'm actually really impressed, and for £6 I think I'm probably going to start using these in my kit, if I'm honest, because at the minute I use the MAC Eyebrow Styler pencils in my kit, but I genuinely think I'm going to end up switching to these. You get 0.01 ounce, which is 0.28 grams in one of these, which obviously doesn't sound like a lot of product, but I mean, we'll wind it up so you can actually see how much product is in there. Be careful because I don't want it to fall out. Okay, so that's pretty good. For £6, like, you're obviously not going to be using big chunks at a time, so I am impressed. I'm impressed. This is good. This is staying. I would recommend £6. Can't complain. I feel a bit more human now I've got my brows on, so let's do my skin, because clearly my skin is terrible. Like, I have so many like breakouts, and then I am absolutely terrible for picking at spots. Like, I pop them and then they turn into a scab and I pick at them, and I know I shouldn't, but I just can't like help it. It's like as soon as I feel it, I'm like, oh my god, I need to like pick that off and scratch it, but I need to try and stop because my skin looks horrendous because of it. So let's get on with skin. I got the Cloud CompleXXion Soft Touch Primer. Can we just take a minute to appreciate this packaging, like with the clouds on it? Like, this is so cute. I think this was £15, and you get how much product is in this. It's 0.81 fluid ounce or 24 mil. So that's how much product you get for £15. So let's crack this baby open, because I'm excited to try this and hopefully make my skin look like really nice and smooth and just better than it currently is. So this is the packaging. So obviously you can see it is like the frosted, I don't think this is glass, I think it is like just a really hard plastic, but it is frosted, and then the lid is like white, but it's kind of holographic. I don't know if you can see in this lighting, it's kind of holographic, and this is what it looks like. You can see already, because obviously they call it like whatever it is, Cloud CompleXXion, and it does look like, when I say puffy, like quite, do you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, right? This feels so good already. And it smells like coconut. Oh, I love coconut. I'm gonna have to stay away from my boyfriend today because he's allergic to coconut. Not good for him, but I love coconut, so. This smells amazing. This feels so nice on the skin as well. I don't think primers necessarily help your foundation last longer, but I do think that they can like help it look better, if that makes sense. And don't get me wrong, some primers say they do something and they just don't, but then other primers I actually really like. This, I can't go for the smell of this, I really can't. But this feels really nice on my skin. It's not necessarily like a glowy primer. It's supposed to more be like a smoothing, like smooth out your pores and stuff like that. So we'll see how foundation sits on top of it, but I really like how that's made my skin feel. So yeah, obviously I still need to cover all this up because that looks awful. So let's do some foundation. So I believe they do two foundations in this range, a matte one and a glowy one. I obviously went with the glowy one, so it's called the Glow Skin Foundation Luminous Foundation, and that's what the packaging on that looks like. So I got mine in the shade FX8. When I opened it yesterday, I did swatch this on the back of my hand. I was like, it looks a little bit pink, but hopefully when I put it on my face it doesn't. But yeah, I got the FX8, and this has got 0.91 fluid ounce or 27 mil, and I'm sure this was, I want to say it was £10. Was it £10? I'm sure it was £10. I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm going to list the prices down below. It's got obviously the nice pink lid, frosted bottle again, quite gloopy. You see, like it's quite gloopy. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's quite gloopy. But I imagine they've got like some sort of like glycerin or something in it, and that's what's making it like that. It is quite like, it feels quite not thick, but thick. Like, it's not like, it doesn't feel like it's going to be thick and really heavy and cakey, but the formula of it is fairly thick. It's not like really watery or anything like that, so I feel like it will give nice coverage. I don't really know much about the formula, but it kind of gives me the sense that it's got like more emollients in it and stuff like that, which obviously going to help the skin. Like I said, I don't know much about the formula, I didn't really read into the ingredients and stuff. I was just like, ooh, glowy foundation, let's give that a try. I'm going to go in with the PC19 Peaches and Cream brush. I mean, when I swatch it on my skin, the colour doesn't look too bad, so hopefully it blends out nicely as well. I went with this shade because in the normal range of the Conceal and Hydrate foundation, I have two shades. I have F6, which is too light, and I have F9.5, which is my really tan shade, and I usually mix them together at the minute because I'm in between. So I wanted to try and get a colour that would match me now, and I didn't have to mix with anything, but we all know that's quite hard to do when you're just looking at pictures online. I mean, looking at it, the colour's not bad. It's a bit more pink than I would usually go, I guess, but it's not horrendous. Hopefully it's picking up on camera okay. It's not like pink, but it's not yellow either. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Yeah, hopefully I am. I can see as well already. I'm hoping this is picking up on camera, but like, I can see how glowy it is. It's also done a pretty good job at covering up those awful spots and scabs. Obviously it's not going to cover up the texture of them because nothing can do that, but it has covered the colour of them up. I've also then got their new concealer, which is the Super Fix concealer. It looks like this. I cannot for the life of me remember how much this is. I feel like it was £10, but at the same time I'm like, surely it's not the same price as the foundation. Maybe the foundation was like either £12 or £15 and this was £10. I really don't know, but like I said, I will list the prices in the description down below. And this has got 0.45 fluid ounce or 13.5ml, which is pretty good because a lot of concealers have about 5ml in them, which is like and this is in the shade CX5. This is what the packaging looks like. Again, nice frosted bottle. Yeah, when I did take this out to swatch it yesterday, I've noticed it's very difficult to actually like pull out, and I'm like, oh, I've actually done it. I wanted to be careful because I didn't want it to go everywhere, and then it looks like a foot. Like, that's quite funny. Like, it's just little things like that that make you think like, I know it's a bit gimmicky, but it's just like, oh, because it's like a doe foot applicator, so it looks like a foot, which is pretty cute. Some on the chin and forehead as well. Okay, so the colour is nice. It's obviously not too pink, which I like. I prefer something a bit more yellowy toned. And I'm going to blend this out with the Peaches and Cream PC27 brush. I don't know if you saw when I held up the applicator, by the way, but this, similar to the foundation, it's a bit more like gloopy. Gloopy sounds like such an awful word when we're talking about foundation and concealer, but I quite like it. So, concealer check. I really like the colour. I like the coverage. The coverage is really, really nice. I do feel like I've got a hair somewhere on my face though, that is really annoying. Like, I think my skin looks pretty good, other than like, you know, this section, because like I said, we can't cover up that texture, it's not great. But I think my skin looks pretty good. Would you agree? Because I think so. I got one of the bronzers, the XX Bronze Matte Bronzer. I got mine in the shade Chaos. This is the packaging, it's nice and holographic. I got this shade because I don't really have many caramel bronzers, and this is quite like a nice caramel colour, so you know, I thought I'd give it a go. Like, yeah, most of mine just, I don't know how to explain them. Most of mine have got more of like, they're still warm, but they've got more like reddish tones to them. Some of them obviously got more orangey tones to them, but they're not quite caramel. So yeah, this is what the packaging looks like, by the way. I feel like, can you hear that? ASMR. I don't know what kind of face is pulling them, probably probably a really weird one. Yeah, so the packaging is nice. I can never open these, although I will say, if you're like me and end up, when you're doing your makeup, you've got makeup all over your hands, it's going to get dirty real quick, so I'm going to have to clean that often. And this is what it's looking like. It's quite a nice big pan, which is nice. I want to say this was 10. I feel like the bronzer was 10, the blush was 10, and then the highlight was 12, I think, but again, price will be on the down below in the description. This has got 0.22 ounce or 6.5 grams of product. So let's give this a go. Just doing this with a MAC 135 brush. And bronze over the nose slightly. And underneath the jawline, just to make that look a little bit more snatched, because no one wants double chins. We don't want them. Like, I don't really necessarily have a double chin, because I am quite thin, but I just want to get rid of this and just make my jawline more defined. But you know, that costs money. So we're just going to fake it with makeup. So yeah, this bronzer I really like. I wouldn't go really heavy-handed with it because it's quite pigmented, but you can build it up really nicely if you just use lighter amounts and like just sort of dust it onto the skin rather than being really harsh with it. Yeah, how are we looking? So it's blush time, so I went and got the shade Fickle. Most of my blushes are more peachy shades, and I wanted to try something more on the pinky side, so that's why I went with Fickle, if I can get it out. Yeah, I think this was £10, but again, I'm not sure. And how much product do you get? So you get 0.11 ounce or 3.2 grams, which is a good amount. It's the same packaging as the bronzer, but obviously it's pink and it's slightly smaller, as you can see. That's what that looks like. By the way, they all have mirrors inside, but this is what the blush looks like. It's a really nice shade. Obviously, like I said, it's more pink. I don't know if you can see on camera, but there's like a really nice reflex in there as well. So yeah, it's like a gold reflex. I don't know if you can see on camera, but let's try this out. So I'm just using the same brush I always use for blusher, which is a Real Techniques blush brush. Tapping off the excess because that looks super pigmented. And let's go. This will be really interesting because I used to hate blushes and I got into them a lot more recently, but I was going for more peach shades and I used to think I didn't like pink blushes on myself, but that was back when I just didn't like blusher in general. So now that I like blusher, let's see if I like this. So it applies really nicely, like even though it looked quite pigmented, it blends out really nice and softly. And yeah, it's got more of that glow to it. It's like not obvious, it's obviously not matte. How cute does that look though? I also got a highlighter, so I got mine in the shade Disclosure. Looks like this. I'm sure this was a bit more expensive than the bronzer and the blush. I think it was £12. Yeah, 0.52 ounce or 15 grams, so that is quite a lot. How much did you get in the bronzer again? So you get more than you get in the bronzer, so that's really why it's more expensive, but that's impressive. I'm sure it was £12. Again, it's the same packaging, but it's in the pink, so it's even slightly bigger than the bronzer, if you can tell, but it's the same colour as the blush, like same colour packaging as the blush, to say. So yeah, like I said, I got the shade Disclosure. I'm sure these are baked as well, because I swatched this yesterday and it looked amazing. Just saying. Yeah, I'm sure these are baked because I don't know if you can see, it's slightly domed, but this is what this colour looks like. I swatched this yesterday and it reminds me of Beaming Blush from MAC, but like on steroids. So I'm excited to put this on my face. So here goes nothing. I'm going to use the Peaches and Cream PC28 brush. Love this brush for highlighter. Now this was an intense highlight when I swatched it yesterday, so I want to be careful and not put too much on. Okay, I can be a bit more heavy-handed than that, Ellen, come on. can you see this? Can you see how beautiful this looks? And this is me being pretty light-handed. I'm not getting loads on my brush at a time because I know how pigmented it was yesterday when I swatched it. But I mean, this might be my favourite highlighter. I wanted to try something different because all my highlighters are like gold, and obviously this has got more of that pinky peachy kind of vibe to it, which I thought would look really nice with this blusher as well. So can we just appreciate this, please? I'm hoping you can see this lighting. I'm just like moving my hair around so you can see it, but I am impressed. I'm going to put some lipstick on now because I've not got anything on my lips. So this is the finished look. I am absolutely obsessed. I mean, I know obviously they could wear throughout the day and like wear off or whatever, but at the moment I think they look stunning. Basically, I would recommend purchasing all of those products from XX Revolution because I'm loving them, especially for the price. Like, I know they're more expensive than Makeup Revolution, but they're still not expensive. They're still really affordable. Yeah, that's my opinion anyway. I'm going to stop rambling now, but I loved all those products. I love the way they look on my skin. I feel like a human again. I feel like I've gone from like a 0 to like an 8. Ellen, let's not, you're not an 8, you're not an 8. But anyway, but yeah, I feel like it's just made my skin look so much better. I absolutely love the colours. I never thought I would like a pink blusher, but I do. I really, really like that. It just looks, I'm just looking in the mirror because I just think it looks so nice and glowy, and just, yeah, I've not got anything else to say really. I just really like those products. But that is the end of my video. That is everything that I purchased. I will obviously, like I said, list below everything that I used and how much it was, just so you know how much it was. If you are going to buy anything, I suggest going onto Boots because obviously it is 3 for 2. So yeah, I would recommend getting them from Boots. Or I think like Revolution's website, they do 3 for 2 sometimes, but when I was ordering they didn't, so got it from Boots instead. But yeah. Anyways, I'll stop blabbing now, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and also make sure you click that little subscription box down below as well. My dog's here. Click that little subscription box down below as well, and let me know what you want to see next on my channel. Thank you for watching, guys, and again, let me know what you want to see next on my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!